Welcome to another car vlog. You guys all love the car vlog, don't you? Because that usually means if I'm in a car, it means I'm doing something to further my business. All right, this video today is about some of my old stagnant inventory. What am I doing? What's happening with it? All that good stuff. What some of my old stagnant inventory is, things like that. Also going to show you a little bit of my warehouse, i.e. storage building or storage unit, where I house my inventory at the current moment. Like I talked about before, one of the main focuses I'm having right now is I'm trying to purge my eBay store right now of clothing. After that, it's probably going to be glassware, dishware, coffee mugs, things like that. It's just, just not stuff I really want to deal with anymore. Main thing is this clothing. It sits for a while. It's bulky to store. It takes up a lot of space, things like that. And one of the highest returned items on eBay is clothing. It's just not worth the time to mess with anymore. So I am purging my eBay store of that type of stuff. One of the ways that I'm doing that is the first thing I'm doing is I've gone on through and I've identified all of the things that I want to take down. One of the things that's been working for me is not only taking that thing, the price way down, but I actually deactivate the listing. And then I do the sell similar so it gets a new number, and that way it's going to get a new item number, and so that it will kind of get re-put into the search results if somebody happens to be looking for that thing. The other thing I'm doing is lotting up. So one of the things that I was trying to get into, and I was trying to niche. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, trying to get into it was ties. I was trying to get into neckties, learn about neckties, and things like that, because of course I did a bulk buy of neckties and ended up with, 100 or so neckties, but a bunch of them. And, again, same thing. After a few or a number of them sold at pretty decent prices, it's kind of bottomed out, and I haven't sold a necktie in over, 4 or 5 months or anything like that. And so one of the things I did with all of my neckties is I deactivate them, and I put a bulk listing up. So you're going to get all these neckties for one price. Maybe hopefully somebody, another reseller or something like that will want to get a necktie and know more about them than I will. And again, they'll be able to make a good profit on it. I got it listed at a pretty decent price. So maybe one of you, go to my eBay store. Again, there's quite a few neckties here. Probably if you break down the price, maybe less than $1 a tie. So if that works for you, hey, go in there. Also too, if you send me a message and say, hey, saw this on your YouTube channel, send me an offer. Maybe I'll make you a better deal. So I'm headed back to the house, or La Casa, for you Spanish speakers out there. And one of the things that I did while it got loud is I went into my storage, and here is a little video that I shot from inside of my storage building, kind of give you some sense of my inventory system and how I'm keeping track of inventory, some of the stuff I got, some of the stuff I need to get rid of. All right, the lighting sucks in here, so hopefully you'll be able to see some of the stuff, but it's kind of what I'm doing with my inventory now. I'm going to just add a storage building. So this is what we got going on. I'm still using the numbered bins to kind of, when I take a picture or something, I take a picture of the item. When I get here in front of the bin, go back, put it in the custom SKU. That's where I know where it's at. A few months ago, I bought all of these golf clubs from a yard sale, and I paid like $10 for this whole thing in the bag, and there's another bag down there, and there's a couple more golf clubs in there because they wouldn't fit in this bag. Probably later this week I will take these to a sporting goods resale store, and I'll try to unload them there. If not, they're steel and aluminum, things like that, I'll probably just take them to the scrap yard. More stuff that I got to go through. These are all like shoes and things like that, so anytime I sell a shoe, I have to go and dig them out of these bins in here, and I just need to do something better with that. One of the things too that I am doing to kind of eliminate the eBay inventory is finding some of this stuff, new sealed product, things like that. I'm checking to see if I'm approved. I can and move them over to my Amazon FBA store and send them to Amazon. Again, some of these house clothes, like, stuff that I've had for a long time, things that, of course, have been sitting, just not moving, taking up a listing on my eBay store. And so as I go through here and need more room for inventory, let's see, I think this 93, no, let's see, that 35 over there, I know has got clothes in it. I'll take that home and I'll go through it, and I'll essentially go through each clothing. If it's not an old vintage or high dollar item, I delist it, stick it in a pile to do with to work with later, and I'll show you what that is later on in this video. That is a box of sports cards that I gotta go through, a bunch of sleeved, top loaded, things like that. That little box over there, it's got a bunch of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and cards like that, not really necessarily sports cards or anything like that. There's some display cases that I had bought when I was doing some shows. I bought some other ones with that buyout with those sports cards that I'm using now, so I'm actually got those ones for sale. This is a toy that I bought on clearance from Walmart.com. It's been, I bought 15 of them 2 years ago. I think I've sold 3. So I got to figure out what to do with those because it's not moving. I thought that they would move with the opening or coming out of the Buzz Lightyear movie, because it's a Buzz Lightyear plush that's in there. Not sure quite what to do with those yet. Heard me talk about golf clubs earlier on. Those two are actually a little bit better branded ones. One's a Callaway, and the other one is, I don't even remember what it was. Let's see. What brand was this one? This one was a Ping. So that's why these ones are separate than those ones over there. Those did not come from that yard sale buy. Those actually came from a Salvation Army. Found those for and paid $3 a piece for those. Trying to trim down some of the stuff. Oh, there's more sports cards in there too that I got to go through and inventory and see what's in them. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. It's a bunch of plush in that bag right there. I got to figure out what to do with that, because that's probably not the best way with a box laying on top of them and probably crushing what's ever in there. So quick and cheap inventory. If you are near a U-Haul storage, they usually have this reuse center, and most of the time there's usually trash and garbage out there. But hey, if you're a furniture guy, that's what you're looking for right there. If you know how to clean that stuff up, you can get free inventory right here. Again, check your local U-Haul place. So I grabbed a couple of the bins. Already went through this first one, went through and deactivated all these listings. Still got to go through this one. You can see here, it's just, kind of run the mill, nothing over the top. I might keep that Tommy Bahama. I think I got that pretty good, decent price on that. But you see what it is. So I go through here. First thing I do, especially if it's got a tag on it, I'm checking Amazon, because there's some clothes that we can put, or I can put on Amazon. All right, so if I can't sell it on Amazon, it goes in this bag here. And I'll show you what I do with this bag here once I get a nice full bag.
A few minutes later.
All right, so we got a pretty full bag in here, all clothes delisted, slow movers. Had it for a while, hasn't sold yet or anything like that. Oh look, medium flat rate boxes, staple of any reseller's back seat. Anyways, so what I got is this full bag, and what I do is take it to a place like this. This is a store called Uptown Cheapskate. Store like that buys these clothes, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this bag in there and see what they'll take. They'll give me 2 offers, one a cash offer, and the second offer they'll give me is store credit. It's not a store that I shop at, so I'm not going to take the store credit, so I'm going to take the cash. So I'm going to take this bag in there, and I'll let you know what happens, what they offer me, and what I take for it ultimately.
A few moments later.
All right, at this place, they took 2 items. They gave me $7 for 2 items. They're going to give me $8 in store credit. But They did give me a lead on another place that might take it, because they just said that they just don't take these style clothing. I'm not really sure what that meant. So I'm going to go try this other place that they told me about, which is right down the road. Somebody out there might be thinking, why are you going to drive around to all these stores? Just take it to the thrift store, get the tax, receipt, and, turn it in with your tax return next year, and, get a tax break. Yeah, and that's one way to do it, and that's probably at the end what we'll do with anything that doesn't sell, or that we can't sell to these shops here. But on top of that, why I don't do that straight away is that it puts money in my pocket right now to turn back into, something else to purchase. For instance, I just got $7 from that shop. For those of you who do the yard sales and things like that, if I gave you $7 to go buy stuff at a yard sale, how many items could you find at a yard sale that you could use that $7 on right now this weekend to turn in a profit, or wait on the $4 you'll get for the 2 items, for your tax rebate or your tax refund, and have to wait till next year to get that $4 back in your tax check. So, it's one of those kind of give and take type of things, and I'd much rather have the cash now to use this weekend to potentially find another profitable item to flip rather than wait on it. So here is the second store we're going to go to see what they will take. So after the second store, here's what we have left. This is what they didn't take, so this is what will go into the donation pile. And what they did take, got $40 for. So what can you find this weekend for $40 at a yard sale to turn into profit? If I really wanted to, I could go to another store in this area, and I could just keep doing that until I get rid of that entire bag. But now there's like 4 or 5 pieces of clothing left. Is it profitable to go run to the next one? As far as time-wise, because remember, time is part of your profit. So it's just not worth now running down. I'm gonna go back, take that back, and either put that stuff in the donation pile, like I said, or I'll leave it in that bag, grab another tote, go through those clothes, and again, just kind of get rid of the clothing.